Welcome back to the Draw Fairway to Green podcast. And this past week we had one exciting tournament at the Valero Texas Open, and in the women's side, the LPGA was a runaway win for who? Lauren Coughlin. She won
Mhm.
by 5 strokes and led wire to wire at Shadow Creek. So not the easiest golf course. Again, I've never played it, but from what I've heard and seen on TV and from pros saying it's not easy, but she absolutely dominated the field from Thursday to Sunday.
Yeah, Lauren Coughlin, she finished as the runner-up last year in the T-Mobile match play at Shadow Creek. So good experience in the course, played there before, and Shadow Creek is not really it's not unfamiliar with the LPGA Tour. And this week it was a joint Ladies European Tour event and the LPGA Tour event, so that was very nice to see. But yeah, once again, storyline for this week was Nelly Korda. She finished as the runner-up for the third week in a row, which is crazy. Um, she had a She had a chance to finish to play well on Sunday. If she started the round I think 2 shots back from Coughlin, and then she didn't play very well. She was very frank in her press conference after the round. Like, I didn't play very well, but Lauren Coughlin played amazing, and she wins. So great week over there, and they're off. Both tours are off next week, so we'll see them. The European tour is going to South Africa, and then the LPGA tour is playing somewhere else. I forget
I
where.
think it's in California. I think I saw.
Yeah.
I can't think of what it's off the top of my head, but yeah, I mean, Coughlin was again good from Thursday on. She led the field in birdies, led the field in greens and regulations hit. And if you combine those two things, you're going to come out on top. And winning by 5 is just it's it's hard to win an event where it's not like there weren't good players in this event. Like we said, Nelly
This is a
Korda
very
second.
packed. All the top
Yeah,
20 players were in the field. Like,
Yamashita finished fourth at 1 under, like 6 strokes behind her. Like it's a really good field. So yeah, really impressive. Hasn't won in 2 years. I know she won the Grant Thornton this past year down in Florida. I think it was with Andrew Novak, but that's not a sanctioned event. That's just kind of more of an exhibition thing. But again, good for her because while that was happening, or kind of once that started, the PGA Tour was finally ending after major weather delays over the weekend, where most guys had to play almost 1.5 rounds on Sunday, and out of nowhere, JJ Spaun picks up his third career win, second win here at the Valero Texas Open. I know you have a soft spot for JJ, so yeah, it shocked me. He was out of nowhere. I thought McIntyre again, Oberg up there again, kind of an I don't want to say another collapse by Oberg, but it's starting to get a little worrisome here with how he's playing in these final rounds with leads. But JJ Spawn I'm gonna say it, and just to be frank, he's been bad this year. Like I think his highest finish was T40th, I think I saw somewhere. It's not like he's played very well, and all of a sudden he goes out and wins. Now, he's won on this course again before, so he has some good mojo to it. But this has got to be more one of the more shocking wins this year so far.
yeah, I'm a huge JJ Spawn fan. JJ Spawn fans stand up. JJ Spawn has won an event this year, and at the beginning of the season, it was, as you mentioned, it was very disappointing from JJ Spawn. Not JJ Spawn from last year, Ryder Cup major winner, multiple time winner on the PGA Tour. So very disappointing at the start of the season for JJ Spawn. But I remember I wasn't really following the tournament too closely. There was plenty of weather delays. I know that cold, rainy, and as you know, for the U.S. Open last year, what was it? Kind of cold and rainy. So I was like, okay.
What?
And I checked the leaderboard and JJ Spawn. There was like a five-way tie, and JJ Spawn was right in that tie. And I was like, all right, this is JJ Spawn's like this. I feel like this is his tournament because I saw the other players in the field, and in my opinion, he was a better player than the other guys tied at the top of the leaderboard, and he does pull through. So let's go, JJ Spawn fans. We're hoping for some more magic this week at the Masters. Unfortunately, not sure, not too confident about that, but we got a JJ Spawn winner on tour for the first time this season.
Yeah, so I misspoke earlier. His best finish was T24 at the player, so still not that great of a finish. So to come out here and win, but yeah, I want to talk about McIntyre and Oberg here for a sec. McIntyre was a 36 and 54 hole leader. He didn't get the win again. He didn't play bad. It just he made didn't make enough birdies at a course where you kind of need to go low, and JJ did. And from I was reading the PGA Tour press release through 13 events this year, the player who has the 54 hole lead has only won four times. Again, we
Wow.
talked about it on the Florida swing that all of those 54 hole leaders lost all four of
Mhm.
those events. I don't know if it's again, it can be in a different way every time. Like, right, Daniel Berger didn't play bad at the Arnold Palmer, but Tia just played really well down the stretch and won. Cameron Young and Matty Fitz, like Fitzpatrick, I don't want to say yes, he made a bogey on the last hole. I don't want to say he lost the tournament because Cam Young applied all the pressure there. Like Cam
Oberg
Young
lost the
played great.
tournament.
Oberg would probably be the one that you said would say yes, he collapsed and hit two terrible water ball shots. I mean, I don't know if I don't really know what the answer is to this. I mean, all I can say is this is why it's so hard to win on the PGA Tour. So then when you see someone like Rory or Scotty or heck, even Ben Griffin last year who won three times, like major props to anyone there. And then Ludwig is yeah, he probably was gonna be my Masters pick before this week, and now after that, I'm I'm worried. How does he handle? Yes, he has a PGA Tour win, he has a DP World Tour win as well, and he's been on Ryder Cup teams. But these last two times he's been in contention with the lead, he's kind of faltered late, and that's concerning.
Yeah, Ludwig Oberg, we as we know him, he's an exceptional player, hits the ball straight as an arrow, he's not really like thrown off his game much on the golf course. And these last few months, or yeah, recently with his performances on Sunday, it is a little bit concerning. Personally, I'm not concerned with Ludwig Oberg's play. He's played in college. We know how good Ludwig Oberg is, so this could just be like a minor bump in the road for him. So I'm not gonna pick like if he is in contention on Sunday in the Masters, will I be thinking about his last two, Sundays where he was in contention. Absolutely, and it will impact. I'm sure he will also be thinking about that. But in the long run, and for Ludwig Ober's career, I think he'll be just fine. He's fairly young, and he'll figure it out.
Yeah, I think this is all good scar tissue, right? I think if he learns to play with the lead and maybe it finally helps him here, and whether it's the Masters this week or down at the RBC Heritage in 2 weeks or whenever it is, I mean, it's only going to help him in the long run. So I do agree with you. I don't think like I'm worried, but it's also like you're supposed to maybe win at least one of these tournaments when you have the lead. Like, right? The joke is he's a literal golf robot because, like you said,
Yeah.
nothing flat. Like he's just unflappable. Like even when he hit the two water balls at the Players a couple of weeks ago, it's not like he reacted. He was like, "All right," and just kept going. It's not like he's throwing clubs or yelling at his caddy or yelling at himself. Like he looks like nothing bothers him, which is a great thing, especially as a golfer and when you would lose these leads. But yeah, I personally like, I just want to see him win because I don't want to say he's overrated because I don't think he is, but like you're starting to get to the point where like, right, it's kind of with Cameron Young where he only has one win. Now he has two wins and one of them's the Players. It's like, all right, like you're supposed to be in this upper echelon of players, and like the results aren't there yet. Like when is that going to come? And maybe when it comes, it's like it really comes and he wins two or three times, and you're like, maybe that's how it works for him. I don't know. He's still going to perform well at the Masters this year. He has two top 10 finishes in his two starts there. So it's not like he's going to a place where he struggles at. He performs really well here. So again, he'll probably be at top of the leaderboard. And this week, the Masters, it's the granddaddy of them all. It's the Super Bowl. It's whatever you want to call it. It's the best week in golf outside of maybe the Ryder Cup is second to the Masters. And I don't even know the gap between those two events is wide. And boy, just watching live from the Masters, I don't know if you saw the video that I think it was Golf Digest put out of Rory McIlroy going over every shot he had in the final round last year. It
I did
is
not see that one.
55-minute masterpiece. I am telling you, if you have an hour of your time, listeners, if you have an hour of your time, go watch it because it is, first off, for him to remember each shot and then give details and different stories of things. It's a unique perspective. Definitely take your time to watch it before the coverage starts this week. Um, yeah, I'm I'm pumped. Here in New York, the weather's cold, so seeing the warm weather down in Augusta and that green grass and all the azaleas and Magnolia Lane is just, it means spring is coming. That means golf season for us as golfers is also coming.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm wearing my green today for this podcast because it's Masters Week. So I am so excited. I keep seeing videos from the range, from Magnolia Lane, all these players posting things, promotions for the Masters, and I'm like, I am just itching for the tournament to start. And it's been this way for actually the past 2 weeks, but now I can like I'm really like it's Masters Week. It is here. And I am so ready. And the par three contest, I think is that's on Wednesday, correct?
Yep, yep.
Yes, that's tomorrow. So I'll probably be tuning into that, watching that, and then Thursday through Sunday, I will be sitting on the couch watching probably every single shot.
Yep. I
So
mean, you can watch every shot. The Masters app is fantastic. The Masters website is fantastic. So, got to go re-download that onto my phone, star some players so I know. And we talk about the big names here. Obviously, Rory McIlroy, he's defending. He's coming off the career Grand Slam. Hasn't played in about a month now with kind of the back spasms that popped up in Florida. Hasn't been very good, unlike last year where he won 2 times before the Masters. So it'll be interesting to see how he plays. I know the the Masters dinner, the champion dinner is tonight. We're recording this Tuesday. I know that's tonight, so I'm sure we'll hear the things come out of that Wednesday morning and stuff to hear some cool stories. But I don't really know what to expect from Rory now that he kind of got the monkey off his back of winning the green jacket and just, right, the back injury, not really being in form of late. Like, I don't want to say I expect him to miss the cut, but like if he finished like T20, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense for where he is right now.
yeah, I for the first time in what feels like a few years, the Masters is wide open for anyone to win. Out of Scotty
Yeah.
isn't informed, the Scotty Scheffler that we're used to seeing the last 4 years, and then you've got John Rahm. There's question marks about him. I think he's possibly the one of the favorites. He's one of the favorites this week for sure.
Yeah.
Rory with a back injury, Morikawa who won at Bay Hill, I believe. Is that or no, he didn't win at Bay Hill,
He
but he
won
won
Pebble.
he won yeah, he won at Pebble. What was a big tournament. And he was playing well. Everyone's like Morikawa, but I saw his back was bothering him. So there are so many players that it could be, Cam
He,
Young, I was thinking of. I unfortunately I love Cam Young, but I just don't think this week. And I'm gonna roll right into my picks here actually. Um, I know at the beginning of the season we gave our picks, and I think I gave Bryson or Scott. I think I said Scotty because it's Scotty Scheffler at the Masters, and I'm not gonna roll with Scotty this week. Obviously, if he wins, I'm gonna say I predicted it a few months ago, but as of right now, I'm gonna pick Matthew Fitzpatrick to win.
mm,
Um, Matthew Fitzpatrick might not be my favorite golfer on tour, but he's very good. He is very, very good at golf. He was runner-up at the Players, and he won the week after that. So he was top two, 2 consecutive weeks, and he has a major win at the U.S. Open at the Country Club in Boston there. And he's a very good iron player for sure. Solid off the tee, chipping with his cross-handed chipping, which you always have to be good around the greens at Augusta. I'm sure he's fine, and so I think Matthew Patrick has all the tools it takes to win at Augusta National, and as I mentioned before, it's a wide open field. I think he gets it done.
yeah, I think you bring a great point of it's wide open, right? The last couple years, it's like last year, it's like, well, Rory and Scotty are the players right now. They've won a ton, and a couple years ago, it was like Rahm is unbeatable right now, and Scheffler's won twice. Like, and this year, again, I looked at the PGA Tour power rankings. They release every week of each tournament, and I think Rory's like sixth and Scotty's 12th. Like, I mean,
Wow.
numbers where they're not nor right. You're thinking one, two, three, if that, like for those two players. And yeah, and it's tough. I like wrote down a list of like 6 names so I think I can win. And Matt Fitzpatrick was I almost picked like he was my second choice to win. And I put down Xander Schauffele, who always plays well here. He's played well to begin the year. He hasn't won in a while. I mean, he won in the fall over in Japan. Like, if he won, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. And again, if Scotty or Rory won again, I wouldn't be shocked either. But again, they're just not in form. And then you have Bryson, who's played well. He's won on Live, I think, a couple times this year, at least once for sure. You have John Rahm, who has not finished lower than fifth over on Live in their 3 or 4 starts this year. Like, there are so many players that you could pick and you could see putting on that green jacket. And I'm gonna go with one that you mentioned, and I'm going with Cam Young. I looked at it and I was like, man, who's playing well? And I just like Cam Young. So again, we mentioned his players win. He played really well at the Ryder Cup, so he has experience. He's played well in majors, and it's just he hits the ball a long way and he putts really well. And those are two really big advantages to play this golf course. Like if you can set yourself up with iron shots or low iron or wedge shots or low irons into these greens, you just have an advantage. And then if you get close, you have to make them. And he's been doing that. Like, again, he has two other top 10 finishes at two signature events outside of his Players Championship win. So the biggest events he's playing his best in. He's played well here at the Masters. He has two top 10 finishes. He has one in 23 and one in 24. The one pause I had was he missed the cut last year. That's where I was like, oh, I saw that. I'm like, oh, I don't like that.
Mhm.
But he's played so well since the miscut last year that it's hard to run away from him. And again, he's played really well. He's up into the, I think top 5 or top 6 in the world ranking. Some like the last 6 major winners have all been inside the top 5 of the official golf world golf rankings. So the best players are winning these events, and right now he's playing really well. And again, like you said, like Colin Morikawa played well, but he hasn't played in a couple weeks because of his back injury. And I love your Matty Fitz pick. I'm a big Matt Fitzpatrick fan. If he can putt a little better than he did even in his win at the Valspar, like again, I think he could contend and win the green jacket like you think he could.
Yeah, I actually really like the Cam Young pick, although I don't think he has enough to win. That's why personally I did not choose him. However, with the trends, I know something that hasn't really been mentioned is golfers who win the players. They've been winning major championships very recently. You see Rory McIlroy last year, he won the players, won a green jacket. JJ Spaun. Actually, he didn't win, but he was second place, and he won the U.S. Open, and then Scotty Scheffler, he won the Players twice, and then he won the Masters. So there is seemingly a correlation to playing well at the Players and then going into Augusta National and winning another major. So a Cam Young pick, not I would not necessarily be surprised with a Cam Young, but I think another name to watch this week that kind of has been somehow under the radar is Patrick Reed. I know he's not the
Yeah, it's
most
a
he's
great point.
not a popular guy, but Patrick Reed, he has won at the Masters before, and he has played exceptionally well on the DP World Tour. 2 wins, multiple top 5 finishes. He has been probably one of the best players on the DP World Tour, if not the best player. And I don't expect anything differently going into the Masters where he has won before.
Yeah, he contended here last year. He had a high finish here last year. And again, that was one where I'm like looking at him like, yeah, like that's a possibility too. Like he's been playing really well. And like you said, there's so many different type of players that could win here this week. Like, right, Matt Fitzpatrick isn't the longest hitter, but he could win. Rory McIlroy, big hitter, he can win. Cam Young, big hitter, he can win. Reed, exceptional short game, excellent putter, he could win. Like it's just yeah, it's very fascinating because I honestly any of these players and none of these players that we say could win. It could be someone completely different. It could be Justin Thomas, Jordan Spieth. It could be Cameron Smith. Like I don't know who, but
Come on, Cam
that's
Smith.
what. Yeah, I mean, again, he's played well here in the past. He hasn't played well since really going to live, but that's a story for another day. But yeah, it's an exciting week because you don't really know there's not one big favorite like there has been in the past. And I think that makes it that much more enjoyable as a fan watching the Thursday and Friday, Saturday and Sunday.
Mhm. I can keep going naming golfers that are underrated, all day. One last mention, I think another former champion is Hideki. We sleep on Hideki all the time. This is no different. I'll make this one very quick. But he won at the Masters. I think he won earlier this season. He's a very good player. We don't give enough credit, and he's also a name to watch this week because he won here before, and he's very good. So that's
Yeah,
just
I
very
mean,
straightforward.
again, like we're saying, like he should have won the WM or Waste Management, but his driver completely went berserk that last round. But his short game and putting, like again, if you're gonna like again, that's and he's played well here, and again, he's won here, and that has to mean something coming down the stretch, knowing that you've won it, the nerves.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
takes some of the pressure off for
all of
sure.
the, I mean, there's so many good holes at Augusta. I mean, we can go through them all, but one of my favorites is the 15th hole, that par five where you get the water in the front, and if you hit it way too long, then you're chipping back onto the
Such
green
a
and it could
difficult
roll
shot.
off. I mean, 16 the par three, and then you go to Amen Corner. Like, I'm so excited for all of it.
18
It's
is
just
such a great hole to finish
yes,
on
the
too.
drive, like I still do not know how they hit that fairway on 18. Like I look at that tee box and I'm just like, there's you could give me 100 balls on this tee box and I maybe hit five on that fairway.
Hmm.
Like I like and then you have Rory last year on the 18th hole and then in the playoff hole, drive it 340 down the middle and give himself a wedge and chances to win the tournament. Like again, just sick stuff from him last year. And what makes this course so well, I think the weather's good. I've looked at it. It doesn't look like there's any rain or bad cold weather coming in. So I think we should pray to the golf gods and hope that stays because I don't want a repeat of last week and then trying to cram everything in into Sunday. That's no fun. But yeah, it's have you ever been?
No, I have never been. One of my friends is going this year and he's very lucky, but unfortunately, I am not going this
Yeah,
year
I've
or
never
never
been, and I
been.
was just my fiance's dad is gone. He went years and years ago, and we were talking about it because he read me something that he saw on like Twitter or something that like some guy bought tickets and then for some reason Augusta denied his tickets because they thought he was selling them, and he was like,
I
no, no, no.
saw
I was
that
just
on
like,
Twitter.
that would be my absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
Like to finally win the lottery and then them tell me, "Oh no, we're taking your tickets away." Like, no, I don't even know what I would do. I'd just cry for ever and ever and ever. Like, this is the one, like, yeah, if I can somehow figure out a way, I mean, I'd do the lottery. I've tried it, the lottery every which way. I've tried only practice rounds. I've tried only tournament rounds. I've tried two tickets. I've tried four. It's impossible. It really is. Like I don't know how they decide it, but it's not fair. Whatever it is.
Yeah, so many stories like that. I actually have never entered the lottery. Neither have my parents. They're not really huge into golf. Maybe I got to start doing that. Maybe I can convince my dad, but um no lottery for me. But I would like to go one day as would everyone, but that's just, hopefully one day.
Yeah, it's the one dream of every golfer is to either go to the Masters or play. I mean, to play at that course would be I don't even know what you would set the over under. I mean, I would shoot a million. Like it would be not fun, but it would be cool, but not fun for me. But yeah, again,
I
we don't have to worry about it. That is the players' worry this week. And again, Brian's going with Matt Fitzpatrick. I'm going with Cameron Young. Will either of these two players win? Probably not because we picked them, and that's the way it goes. I've not been good on these picks. I picked Keith Mitchell last week, and he missed the cut. So, not the greatest form for my prediction. I did almost hit on a couple, but hopefully this week is the turnaround. Again, Matt Fitzpatrick for Brian, Cam Young for me. Enjoy the Masters. Again, check us out, fairwaytogreen.com. Give us a like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. Go read. Again, we have some master stuff coming up on the website, so go check that out. And then follow us on YouTube and Instagram. And we'll see you next week to debrief this 90th edition of the Masters.